What's good, y'all? So preseason game number 1 is tomorrow night at 7:30 against the Browns, man. I am hyped. I can't wait, man. I'm excited for preseason football. We finally get to watch our team finally play against somebody else instead of hearing them practice against each other. And they're tired of practicing against each other, too, because they started fighting each other the other day. And then Ron Rivera putting his foot in his mouth as well. So I'm ready to really just talk strictly about football and how the guys perform on the field. So I'm super excited for tomorrow night. So and then tonight we got some football too. We're spoiled with some football. It's about time. It's about darn time. Even though it's preseason, I don't care. I definitely will sit in front of the screen and watch it. So shout out to Prize Picks. Make sure you guys use my promo code RealEdOliver. Use the link down below in the description box. You get 100% deposit match up to $100 using my promo code RealEdOliver. So I'm gonna give you guys some picks for tonight. The Houston Texans versus the Patriots. I got C.J. Stroud getting the over 63.5 pass yards. I think those passing yards are a little too low for him. I think he's going to throw the ball a lot and play a lot this game. He's going to play, I feel like he's going to play at least the whole first half. And then Drew Lock under 131.5 pass yards. Those are my 2 picks for tonight. So make sure you guys make those picks and Prize Picks. And once again, first time deposit. Your first time deposit, you get 100% deposit match using my promo code RealEdOliver. So shout out to Prize Picks for that. All right, so I'm not gonna do, of course, you know, in the regular season I do a preview like keys to victory, stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do more of storylines, things I'm looking for. I would say 5 things that I'm looking for, but I have multiple things that I'm keeping my eye on, multiple players that I'm keeping my eye on. Of course, the Browns, they have a solid roster. I don't know if Nick Chubb is gonna play, but I do know Deshaun Watson is gonna play. Nick Chubb, he might play. I'm not sure. Amari Cooper's going to play, I'm pretty sure. Elijah Moore, the receiving core is okay. Donovan Peoples-Jones is super athletic. David Njoku is a tight end that we all wanted, 2 or 3 years ago. Offensive line, they got Wyatt Teller and Jack Conklin. So if Chase Young plays, DeJuan Jones, the rookie, who's a large human being, that would be fun to see Chase Young go up against him or Montez Sweat go up against DeJuan Jones. And then on the defensive side, of course, they got Myles Garrett, so Charles Leno would be tested for sure. Dalvin Tomlinson. They got Zadarius Smith from the Packers and the Vikings. So that would be a good test for our offensive line. They have some good defensive linemen. Their defensive line got the best of our offensive line. Basically, almost everybody got the best of our offensive line last year. But they definitely got to Carson Wentz last year, and they rattled him for sure in that game that we did lose. So Denzel Ward at corner, Grant Delpit at safety, Juan Thornhill, Greg Newsome, JOK, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. A lot of people loved him and wanted him coming out of Notre Dame in the draft. A lot of people wanted to draft him at that time. I'm not going to say instead of Jamin Davis. You know, I'll be respectful to Jamin Davis, but a lot of people wanted to draft JOK coming out of that draft 2 years ago. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, those are the guys that we're going to be going up against the first string. And Sam Howell will be getting the start, which is good. And don't mind, this is probably my kids in the background if you hear anything. But I think Sam should play the whole first quarter for sure. He should play the whole first quarter. And then Jacoby, if it is a real competition, of course, Jacoby's going to have to get some snaps in the second quarter. I would say the first quarter and then maybe a little bit of the second quarter. I would say the first quarter and a little bit of the second quarter. I'm trying to remember how long Carson Wentz played. Carson Wentz didn't play much last year. I think he played the whole first quarter against the Panthers in the first game. But yeah, Sam needs to play the whole first quarter. They need to get reps. Terry McLaurin, I think he should play a little bit of the first quarter, but not the whole first quarter. Definitely want to reserve him. Same thing with Jahan. It's kind of a weird situation because you want to keep your receivers healthy. Curtis, same thing. You want to kind of keep Curtis in bubble wrap after what happened 2 years ago or a year and a half ago with the whole groin injury. Diami definitely should play the first and second quarter, in my opinion. And then, of course, after the 4 guys, the 4 locks, of course, all those guys, they just need to play as much as they can, to be honest with you. So, all right, so I'll talk about what I'm looking for. Of course, Sam I Am. He did really well in the preseason last year. Of course, it was against second and third string guys, but he looked really good. I want to see his composure, how he communicates with Eric Bieniemy. Of course, you know they're gonna have to be very close here. Your offensive coordinator and your quarterback. How does he handle a rush? You know, Myles Garrett's coming from the blind side. Can he flush the pocket? I thought he did a good job of that against the Cowboys, moving, being mobile. He did the same thing in preseason, being mobile, getting out the pocket, on the run, on the move. He looked really good on the run from what I saw from videos. From training camp, looked really good on the run, rolling to his right, rolling to his left. How does the deep ball look? Is he trying to force it? What kind of plays is he making? How does the accuracy look? Of course, all this stuff from a quarterback. In training camp, they said that he had up and down days. If he makes a mistake, how does he bounce back? That's what I want to see from him, you know. keeping his head up. And I think he's a cool, calm, collected guy. I want to see the screen game from Eric Bieniemy. How does Sam do with that? Of course, those are easy plays, easy throws. Is he getting the ball out quickly with the West Coast offense? So I'm definitely looking a lot. Obviously, that's the obvious thing to look at is, of course, the quarterback competition, and look at how Sam Howell looks. He made some really nice passes in the Cowboys game to Terry McLaurin, to Jahan Dotson. And I love how he was on the move last year when he got out the pocket and made passes to Alex Erickson and Dax Milne last year. He really had some nice passes to De'Ami Brown that De'Ami dropped last year in preseason. So his deep ball is good. And every beat reporter said it. Everybody at training camp said the deep ball accuracy looks good, but he has been up and down as a young quarterback. A fifth-round young quarterback is going to look with only one start. So I just want to see how Sam is out there for sure. And Eric Bieniemy, I want to see how he interacts with the players. Of course, we had Ron Rivera saying that the players said that they didn't like or concerned about his coaching style. So how is he interacting with players on the sideline? How is he interacting with Terry, Jahan, Curtis, the offensive line, Sam, Jacoby, all the offensive guys, the tight ends, the young guys from the vets? How is he interacting with those guys? Is he barking at guys? I don't mind barking. Of course, you want to have him yell with a purpose and get his message across. But how are they reacting with Eric Bieniemy? We've seen players going back and forth with offensive coordinators on many teams before, on championship teams before. So I just want to see how that interaction is. And then, of course, like I told about the screen game, I want to see if they get in the red zone, can they convert on those plays? Is he going to throw one of the crazy Super Bowl plays? I don't think so because it's preseason. But I do want to see how the play calling goes, the up-tempo, what kind of style he's going to throw out there, getting the ball out quick and whatever. Stuff like that with Eric Bieniemy. Is he going to be in the booth? Is he going to be on the sideline? Where is he going to be at? I think he's going to be on the sideline for sure. So I'm definitely looking at Eric Bieniemy. Even though it's a preseason game, I just want to see, body language, stuff like that. I already talked about Eric Bieniemy. Now the receiving core, that battle, Casimir Allen, Mitchell Tinsley, Bryson Tremaine, Marcus Kemp, Dax Milne, all the guys. I already said Casimir Allen, Kyrick McGowan, Zion Bowens, Byron Pringle. Byron Pringle's a guy who I think is going to surprise in this game. I got a feeling he's going to get a touchdown probably in the second quarter, to be honest with you. I think Byron Pringle, that would be my prediction for the game. That would be my bold predictions. Byron Pringle's going to get a touchdown catch. Either him or Casimir Allen. Running backs, Antonio Gibson wants to be a receiver. How much are they going to line him up? How much are they going to play him? Brian Robinson has been not rumored, but a lot of people reported that he's been catching a lot of passes out of the backfield. I want to see that installed. He's going to be doing wheel routes. Gibson is going to be lined up in the slot. What's going to happen with Gibson? Are they going to do some of that stuff? Like I said, I don't want to expect too much in a preseason game, but I am intrigued to see how it goes. Logan Thomas, I don't think he's going to play. JP Finley said Curtis Samuel probably won't play, but we'll see. John Bates, Cole Turner is certainly a guy I'm putting my eye on for sure is Cole Turner. I want to see him get some targets for sure. I want to see him get targeted early and often for sure. As Kansas City, they targeted the tight end position a lot. Travis Kelce is a perennial Pro Bowl player, so I'm not comparing him to Travis Kelce, but I do want to see the tight ends get featured and what they do and what we have in that tight end room, because I've been skeptical of the tight end room, injuries, unproven guys in the tight end room for the most part. So I want to see how they play. Curtis Hodges, Brandon Dillon, John Bates. I want to see what those guys do. And I do want to see how Jacoby Brissett plays. I do want to see how he plays. He's a seasoned veteran, so I do want to see how he comes out there and plays for sure. Jake Fromm will get snaps, so it might be ugly to watch, but he's definitely gonna play. He's gonna get snaps as he has to. I remember watching Steven Montez and how bad he was. So we'll see how Jake Fromm does. Offensive line, Nick Gates, is he gonna have high snaps? A lot of people have been saying his snaps have been very high. How he's gonna look? Sadiq Charles, Chris Paul. Who's gonna start? Who's gonna play? Is Sadiq playing or not? It's a big question mark there. Chris Paul, I want to see how he plays. Mason Brooks, I want to see him get some playing time. He's been, dominated against Fedarian Mathis. So I want to see how Mason Brooks plays. And John Connor said Mason Brooks has looked better than their fourth-round pick and Brandon Daniels. Andrew Wiley, I'm keeping an eye on. Sam Cosmi. Just the whole offensive line in general. That storyline with 3 new offensive linemen, Nick Gates, Wiley. Actually, really just 2 new offensive linemen, but Sam Cosmi moving into right guard, and then we're going to have a new starting left guard. So whether it's Sadiq or Chris Paul. So Jaron Jones-Smith, the XFL guy, Ricky Stromberg, the rookie, I want to see him get in there for sure. And Brady Daniels, I do want to see how he's playing because a lot of people are saying that it's going to take a little bit of time for him to develop for sure. All right, Alex Armah, we'll see. Jared Patterson always has a good preseason. What is he going to do? Chris Rodriguez, the rookie, what is he going to do? I'm excited to see him. John Williams, Derek Gore, All the running backs I'm intrigued to see. Montez Sweat, don't have to say much about him. I think we know we're going to get Deron Payne, John Allen. We know we're going to get Chase Young. How does that knee look? How does the explosiveness look? How does the get off look? He looked really good in that preseason game against the Patriots where he just cooked Isaiah Wynn and got a sack on Cam Newton. So I can't get too hyped if he looks good in a preseason game, but I do want to see him play well, of course. Ridgeway, Casey Tuhill, Fadarian Mathis. The defensive line, I'm good on. KJ Henry, of course, the rookie. I want to see what he can do. Andre Jones, the rookie, I want to see what he can do. Bowie State guy, Joshua Pryor, I want to see what he can do. That's about it. Jamin Davis, stop speeding, but I want to see what he can do for sure in the game. Cody Barton, the new guy, I want to see what he can do, of course. And then Mayo Force versus Amari Cooper. If he's guarding Amari Cooper, a bigger receiver that can really run routes, that is a good test for Emmanuel Force. I do want to see how he looks against Amari Cooper. Donovan Peoples-Jones is 6'4", so everybody he plays against is going to be bigger than him. So I could say that about almost every receiver. But I want to see how he does against Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones. Those are some tall guys that got some hops to him for sure. And Amari Cooper is a darn good route runner. He cooked us last year. In that last game, he had like over 100 yards pretty darn easy. He cooks us. He does. Ever since we were the Skins, he's been cooking us. So I do give Amari Cooper his credit. Cam Curl, I don't see him playing too much. Derek Force, I don't see him playing too much. Percy Butler, since he's supposed to be a breakout player candidate, do want to see him flying around, knocking some people out, but under control as well. Terrell Burgess, Christian Holmes, want to see how he plays. The new corner, Jace Whitaker. Rashad Wildgoose versus Danny Johnson. Danny Johnson was awful in the preseason last year, but he looked better in the regular season. Those are two guys I'm keeping an eye on at that cornerback spot. And then, of course, Jartavius Quan Martin is a guy that I've been excited to see, the second-round pick out of Illinois. So it's super athletic, super agile, 43-inch vertical. Certainly want to see him. And then punt returners, Dax Milne, Casimir Allen, Jahan Dotson. Is he going to return a punt or two? We'll see. I don't want to risk injury, but I do want to see what he can do behind there, in the backfield, returning punts, because he can make guys miss. Dax Milne is just not a guy that does that. Tressway's not going to play. He's going to be holding punts. Joey Sly versus Michael Badgley. Got to keep an eye on that for sure. Extra points is going to be huge. Cam Cheeseman, Byron Pringle's going to be returning kicks. Jared Patterson is going to be returning punts. Kyrie McGowan's listed as a punt returner as well, and Casimir Allen as well. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on. Ron Rivera, we know he's going to be on the sideline just folding his arms. It is preseason, so I'm not expecting him to get hyped or anything like that. But those are the things that I'm looking for sure. I named about a billion things. But you guys let me know if I left anything out. Just let me know. You can comment down below. Hello, Commanders. Peace.